Hey guys, I'm Little Art Demon and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to dive deep into another character's mind. This time I'll try to analyze Anthony J. Crowley, also known as just Crowley. I've done this with Aziraphale and I'll be doing some more Good Omens videos in the future, so if you haven't already, subscribe. But no more rambling, let's get started with the video. Crowley, formerly known as Crowley, was once an angel that helped create the universe, namely the stars, galaxies, nebulas, and all that beautiful things that exist in space. But because he was very inquisitive, he ended up falling from heaven. I mean, he didn't really fall, apparently. He was just chilling and one day there they were, it was Lucifer and the guys, and so he swunted vaguely downward into a pool of boiling sulfur. But regardless of how exactly it happened, he still became a fallen angel and a demon. He was in fact the snake of the Garden of Eden, but the thing is, he is not one to follow crowd mentalities just because. He thinks about things on his own, questions it either on his mind or while talking to other people, and then he decides what his opinion is. And besides questioning things for his own sake, he also makes Aziraphale think about things too. I won't get too deep talking about Aziraphale in this video, you can check out his own analysis if you want, but Crowley does make him question stuff. And usually, he doesn't push Aziraphale in the direction he thinks is right, he's just there fermenting the seeds of questions and hoping that Aziraphale will share his view of the world one day. We can clearly see this in a lot of moments, but the Job's minisode is one of my favorites. That's when Bildad the Shuhite is introduced, and I love him so much. I love Crowley. Crowley is my favorite character of the show. I really like Aziraphale too, but Crowley is just a little bit better for me personally. But I love Bildad's Shuhite, that's such a vibe. But anyway, that's beside the point of the video. Besides Bildad the Shuhite, in that episode Aziraphale is starting to really question everything. We don't see Crowley telling him what to think, we just see him show the truth about what's going on and let Aziraphale build his own conclusions. And in the end of the episode, when they are both sitting on that rock, Crowley feels for the first time that they are on the same side. And even though it had been lonely, it just got a little better. We also see Crowley showing Aziraphale that not everything is as he thinks in Edinburgh with the whole digging up bodies thing. He's just there making sure that Aziraphale sees what's happening in real life, but he never tells him what to do or think. I only remember him telling Aziraphale things the way he sees are facts when he's angry. For example, in season 1, when they are in the bandstand, Crowley says they are on the same side, not on a good or a bad side. And on the end of season 2, when that final moment was happening, he also said that they are on the same side, that hell and heaven are no good, neither of them. There are a couple of other moments like this that I can't quite remember right now, but I'll be rewatching the show anyway soon, so I'll probably make a few more videos about it when I rewatch it. But I've heard a couple of times that anger is usually not really anger, it's usually just another emotion that is being portrayed as anger. So when in these moments Crowley gets angry and leaves, he's not just angry. In the bandstand scene, for example, he's worried about their safety, he doesn't want his best friend to get hurt. So he makes a plan to go to some other place and leave all the problems behind. And when Aziraphale doesn't want to go, he gets angry, because he knows how dangerous it is to stay. In the other scene, it is a little bit different, but some things are the same. In that moment, he wasn't necessarily worried about Aziraphale's safety, he was nervous about what would happen after he confessed his feelings for Aziraphale. And then he realized he was thinking about going to heaven, and not just that, he wanted to turn him back into an angel. And you can see in his face that his heart is slowly breaking that whole scene until the end of the episode. I will say it is still breaking right now, but I think it just broke so much that now it just looks like a fine powder and can't break anymore, it's just sand. His heart turned to sand, that's what happened in that episode. I'm still not over it, okay? I'm not over that scene. I can't. Anyways, that's why he gets angry in that moment. He's feeling left behind and he's feeling betrayed by the one that he loves the most. And he says that they can leave all that behind and go off together. Because that's what Crowley does. He wants to get away from the problems while Aziraphale wants to fix them. And I think that in that moment, he may have felt like he was the broken thing that Aziraphale wanted to fix, when he thought, or at least hoped, that he was loved the way that he is. And so he leaves the bookshop, but doesn't leave completely. He's waiting for Aziraphale outside, hoping he still has a chance. And in that moment, Crowley is the one staying. And we see Aziraphale looking at him and leaving, and for Crowley, the act of leaving is often associated with leaving the problems behind. So I think that in that moment, not only was he the problem Aziraphale couldn't fix, he also was the problem he just left behind. And now he's alone, something he feared since the moment he stopped being alone. When he finally had an ally, the world felt less lonely. He could always go meet with Aziraphale. Even if they were apart for a few decades at a time, I don't think that for them was too much time. They've lived for over 6,000 years. And some of the times that they would meet, it was Crowley saving Aziraphale from problems. Like when he walks inside a church to save him and his books, or to save Aziraphale from the guillotine. But he can't do that anymore. He can't save Aziraphale, he can't just go talk to him, he can't be with him. He's alone again, just like when he fell. But this time he doesn't even have hell, which I don't think he really liked that much for the beginning, you know. But even if he wanted to go there now, he can't. He can't be talking to other demons or other angels or anyone, he's alone. There is one other moment when Crowley thinks he's alone, and that is in season 1 when he finds the bookshop burning and he doesn't know if it's just regular fire or hellfire. And his mind goes to the worst scenario because he doesn't see Aziraphale anywhere and he thinks he was completely destroyed. But in that moment he's mad that someone, whoever it may have been, killed his best friend. He doesn't know how to deal with it besides drinking, and the world doesn't seem like it's worth saving now that he would be alone in there. But in the ending scene, it was not someone that took Aziraphale from him. He can't put the blame on someone else he hates and just go get revenge, for example. This time, Aziraphale made the decision to exist away from him. Crowley can't blame anyone besides the only one on his side, but maybe he also blames himself. Maybe if he had pushed Aziraphale a little bit more to stop thinking like Heaven wants, or maybe if he hadn't been so mean sometimes. Maybe if he had done better to keep Aziraphale by his side, or maybe if he had just turned back to an angel, maybe that would fix things. I think these are some of the things that Crowley will probably be thinking about, even though I don't think it's his fault. I don't think it's anyone's fault besides that freaking Metatron old man. I'm pissed at him. He separated these two boys. I don't like that. I don't like that man. He's evil. He's plotting something and I don't like it. But this video is not about Metatron. I have to stop making side points. But as Crowley says, it's part of a demon's job description to be unforgivable. And Aziraphale says he forgives him a lot throughout the show, but maybe the last I forgive you hit a little bit different. At least to me it did, and maybe it did so to Crowley. Because Aziraphale is offering forgiveness, but not just his own forgiveness, like, oh, I forgive you for doing that. He's offering the forgiveness of God, the forgiveness that would erase his sins and mistakes and make him an angel. That's the only way for him to be forgiven, because as a demon he can't be, so he would have to become an angel to be able to be forgiven. I did point out this in another video, I think, but I think the bandstand scene has a lot of similarities to the final scene, and when I rewatch the show I'm going to pay a lot of attention to those two scenes, and I'll make some notes just so that I can analyze it properly, and maybe I can figure something out. I don't know, maybe I can predict the future. I'm awful at it, but maybe I can do something like that. And just a final point I'd like to say about Crowley. We can see throughout the show that he's always changing his looks, and I love it, I honestly love it, it's so fun to see. But it obviously has some deeper meaning than just looking cool, and I didn't know how to relate it to the rest of the video, so I'm just making this point right now. And he could be doing it just so that it fits in better with humans, because humans are always changing throughout the time, so he just changes himself too to fit in with the others. But maybe it's because of his own mind, that it's always changing and adapting to the world, while Aziraphale's clothes don't change as much, because he's still not completely free from those preset ideas. So it just stays with a very similar style throughout all of the history, or maybe it may be just their personal preference, I don't know, but I think it may symbolize that Crowley is always changing and learning and adapting like humans do, and Aziraphale is still very tied to that black and white thinking that I talked in the other video, and therefore it doesn't change as much because he's still a little bit distant from that point of thinking. I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that makes sense? I do, but it's not an idea that I've put much thought into it yet, so maybe I'll make a video just talking about their outfits, which honestly would be a lot of fun because I really like to just see all the changes and the outfits. I think it's a lot of fun, you know, it's great. But I'd like to say that I'm not the best at analyzing characters, so some of these things may just make sense to me, some of them are just questions or possibilities, and some can just be headcanons. I don't know. But you can always share your thoughts with me in the comments, I love to read them, and we are already in the end of the video. I hope you liked my rant and my drawing, and thank you for being here with me today. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts on Crowley or on my theories, and subscribe. I'm uploading every Wednesday and shorts every day. So thank you again so much for watching, I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!